About the Nebraska Legislature. What is the role of the legislature?
The unicameral legislature is the policy-making body for the state of Nebraska. It's a centralized system of governing for every sort of policy decision that we have in the state.
Every single area of about 40,000 individuals has one senator that represents them. And that senator has both the responsibility and I think the privilege of representing people, but then also passing, introducing, and voting on laws that help make our state better. And that's what we do.
How is a unicameral legislature different?
We are the only state in the nation that has one house system. It's called a unicameral. Most states have a Senate and a House. We only have a Senate. And we consider the House to be the people of the state. And so it's important for us to hear their ideas and listen to our constituents because they are the second house. And that makes a big difference in Nebraska compared to other states.
You know, I am genuinely sold on the fact that we have a one-house system. If you think about only 49 individuals to represent 1.92 million people in the state of Nebraska, it's critical that we have this avenue for the constituents to come so close and so direct.
And we also are nonpartisan. So it allows us to be able to not think about our political parties as much, but think more about what's in the best interests of our constituents and ultimately the people we serve, Nebraskans.
Nonpartisan means that when we were elected, we weren't elected as a Democrat or a Republican. In other words, we weren't elected to represent a specific team. We weren't elected with a D or an R on our jerseys. We were elected for our own positions and who we are as individuals.
What is a law?
A law is a rule that everyone is required to follow in our state. So we pass laws that have to do with public safety or education or criminal justice type things, but they are the rules that everybody follows.
A law is something that governs the way we have to live, like the law for a speed limit, you know, on the interstate is 75. So if we didn't have that law, you know, we would have people driving 40 and we would have people driving 90. Well, that creates an unsafe situation. So we have to have laws to govern how we live our lives.
How do senators get ideas for laws?
Oftentimes it's sparked from a problem. Usually people don't come to you saying, hey, this is a great law, just keep at it. Usually there's an issue that comes up. What's interesting and great about Nebraska is that if one individual can affect a lot of change here in Nebraska, one person out of the 1.9 million people, if they get involved, if they talk to their state senators and people and present a good argument, they can affect change and change the law.
You know, I talk to a lot of school kids in my district. I talk to their teachers, I talk to their parents, their grandparents, and you know, if there's an issue that is a problem, you know, they bring it to me and we talk about it and we do research on laws that are currently in place, and if there's a way that we can change the law to make it work better, then that's where legislation will come from.
A lot of times I hear from my constituents, which are the people that I represent that voted for me. Oftentimes I also hear from friends and family across the state. And every once in a while, a group that represents a lot of Nebraskans will come to me with ideas for legislation.
You can learn more about the Nebraska Legislature from their student guide. Teachers can call or email the Unicameral Information Office to receive free copies.